Hi, this is the bad boy, Joey Janela, and you're listening to the Going in Raw podcast. Joey Janela always goes in.
This is the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, and you are listening to Going in Raw.
Hey everyone, Kenny Omega here. In case you didn't know, we have an awesome kick-butt show called Stephen Larson's Going in Raw, and they're going to be supporting AEW every week amongst many other things. Goodbye and smooch. Good night. Bye-bye.
Hey, friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
And welcome back to Going in Raw, the only pro wrestling podcast you need to be listening to right here at youtube.com/Stephen Larson. Available wherever podcasts can be found, and of course, taped live at the Twitch, twitch.tv/Steve and Larson. A rousing episode of AEW tonight featuring the return. I mean, at least the first half of it was pretty rousing. The second half was a bit perplexing, but it certainly was memorable in that we saw the return of Jon Moxley, who's been gone, making himself better in rehab. And boy, oh boy, he cut himself one hell of a promo tonight.
He did.
We even heard the fuck word tonight on Dynamite.
We
Didn't
did.
expect that to happen.
No, I did not expect that, but then there was some jerk in the crowd, talk some trash. And Mox says, hey, someone, to that person, go F yourself. Called him a piece of shit. Says, get out of here. And hopefully that individual was thrown out of the building because it's been a far too common occurrence of late in AEW shows where some fans, I use that term with air quotes because they're not real fans. They show up to the arena. They pay money to sit close to the ring and talk trash, hold offensive signs. There's no place for that shit. No place.
I don't know. I can't. I just I can't stand people in general, but especially those people. Yeah, that was disappointing. But Mox got his words in, and my God, what an inspiring promo! It was beautiful. It was awesome. We're gonna go over it word by word here in a second. Also debuted a new gimmick. He drinks blood. Yes. Which is pretty awesome. No, I thought that was such a wonderfully poetic and violent way to address his entire past couple months. The only thing I drink now is blood. Oh, that was awesome.
Yeah, that was.
What a freaking great line.
Pop Hippo here in chat. Mox is fanging and banging now.
Yeah, I'm fanging. Can we get that t-shirt? I'm fanging and banging now. Vampire Mox. Did I get that wrong? He drinks blood. What do you want? He's going to hang out with Nandor and Laszlo.
I guess so.
Jonathan Moxley.
He's going to be their familiar.
They say they're going to make me a vampire in 10 years. Anyways, so that was awesome. It was great.
Yeah, that was great.
But, of course, show stealer, promo of the decade.
Oh, get out of
for
here
sure.
with that nonsense.
Cody Rhodes. Oh, man. Just going from point A to point G to point H to point all over the map.
Yeah, it was all over the place.
And so we've got officially ladder match. Him versus this breach break. This beach break has really turned into something cool, man. We've got Adam Cole Bebe versus Orange Cassidy, lights out. We've got Sammy versus Cody in a ladder match that Cody's totally gonna win. We've got Layla Hirsch versus Red Velvet. We've got what else do we have?
There's one more
tag team is Roppongi Knights.
Yeah, it was Roppongi Vice. Roppongi Vice.
Let's go get some McGriddles.
No, that's on Rampage.
McDonald's.
Sorry, that's on Rampage.
That's on Rampage?
Yeah, the Young Bucks. Or sorry, Rampage this Friday looking pretty good too.
Yeah, Rampage looks pretty good. This week too.
It's live. That's why. It's a live show.
Oh, yeah, they always bring their A game when it's a live show. But no, I thought, this was cool. We had more, MJF and, it's funny. The second half of the episode was kind of like, it was kind of perplexing.
Up until the main event, yeah. I thought the main event was pretty fun.
I'll be honest with you, even the main event was a bit on the goofy side. How they took Darby out of the match really early.
Oh, it was very sports entertainment, yeah.
Yeah, totally.
It was, but it was fun seeing the Acclaimed, the main event. I just felt it was an improvement over the rest of the. Here's the thing. I know you can't have. Well, you suppose you could. I guess they didn't want to have too many short matches during the show because you had Punk beat Shawn Spears in less than a minute. You had Serena Deeb beat Sky Blue in about 2 minutes. So I'm guessing they didn't want another really short match. But in honesty, Lance Archer should have defeated Frankie Kazarian in about 2 minutes based on how the match went. Instead, it went way longer and sucked all the energy out of the show. And then it's not like, okay, here, match is over, let's move on. No, you had the promo bit with Lambert and then Archer. You know, he had Page come out and he had some physicality between himself and Archer, and that's fine. It advances that story. But you could have had all that and kept the match between Kazarian and Archer like 3 minutes.
Yeah.
It just went on way too long.
This is another one of those weeks where it's like, you know, if you really plan this out a little better, you could have had that second women's match.
I know.
I mean, look, or you could have done a longer Spears Punk match.
Yeah.
But I get the point of that.
I get the point of that.
You know, I get the story beat.
I get the point of D beating Sky Blue really quickly. I get that.
Yeah.
I get the point of that. But, you know, if you follow that logic, then Archer should have beat Kazarian in like 3 minutes. Because that was the point of all those, you know.
That was like a 10-minute.
It went on forever. Like the idea is that Archer's coming back and he just absolutely annihilates Frankie Kazarian. That's the idea, to establish him as a dominant force against Hangman. Mm-hmm. But rather than just have him go in the ring, absolutely destroy Kazarian for 3 minutes, they said, all right, take a leisurely pace here with this one. And just kind of, you know, as the thought occurs to you, whenever you kind of want to, lay into Frank Kazarian. He'll get a couple shots in, but Archer, he's no match for you. And then, hit him with a choke slam and a blackout. You can get your win.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. There was basically 2 competitive matches, and one of them was competitive because it was the main event. Darby got taken out, and so Sting was on his own. And maybe that was the idea, is that it was more believable for the Acclaimed to put up a fight against Sting and Darby Allin if one of the guys is out of it, because otherwise they just get wrecked because Sting is a monster. But yeah, there was only 2 actual competitive matches. Otherwise, you have basically enhancement talent matches. Mm-hmm. You had Shawn Spears, CM Punk, which was not an enhancement match, but it was like a fluke match. You had the Pillmans versus the Kings of the Black Throne. Yeah. That was an enhancement match. Those guys got
wrecked.
I'm pretty sure Griff legitimately knocked himself out on those steel steps.
Ring step spot was rough.
That was rough. You had Kazarian versus Archer. You had D versus Sky Blue. And that was it. Like a bunch of enhancement matches. There were some really good promos, though.
Yeah, again, it's another show that felt really talky, you know, and I don't care who does it. If you have too much talking in your show, it makes the show just kind of feel slow and long. Mm-hmm. You know, and you know, even if you just even if you have 3 or 4 interview bits as opposed to one really long one, it still feels like too much talking.
Yeah,
you know, at least I know at least AEW, they keep their interview or promo bits relatively short, try to keep efficient. Still makes the show feel long to me. It is the big difference. This show didn't feel long to me, because here's the thing about AEW. This is what I'll say about AEW. Even though there's a lot of talking, the thing that I really appreciate about any wrestling show is when everybody feels like they're doing something, you know. And that's the thing about the other place with Gunther, is half the people really just feel like they're spinning wheels over there. Yeah, no, I understand.
At least in AEW, everybody just feels like they're doing something. So even when there's a promo, you never get the same kind of promo back to back. It's like a backstage thing, a pre-film thing, an in-ring thing, and then something at commentary maybe. At least when they do talkie segments, it's sort of all over the place.
Still too much, though.
Yeah. Anyway, no good. Well, look, man, you can't stop reviewing AEW. Stop watching WWE already.
No, let's clear the air here. That was a joke.
We said that already on.
I know, but you look at the comments of that video that went up earlier today, our NXT review. People are taking it seriously.
That's on them. Hey, listen. Can we do this?
What?
Can we please do this? If you're watching this on YouTube and you're going to leave a comment, watch the video first and then leave a comment. I mean, I get you're watching the video. It's a long video. It's like an hour long. You're watching the video and you're going to leave a comment, but then sometimes, like, just wait for the punchline. Larson he can't stop reviewing WWE.
He can't. Well, here's the thing, because White Brownie here says, "Damn it, Larson, you're killing kayfabe." Here's the thing: So we got SmackDown on Friday, and of course we're going to do our usual recap for that and Rampage. One show. I don't want to see a bunch of comments. Oh, I thought Larson was quitting. Why is Larson here? I thought he quit.
Yeah.
Don't want to see it.
Oh, no. Well, now that you say that, of course.
Oh, I'm going to see a lot of them.
You're going to see a lot of that. Anyways, I'm posting a clip first thing in the morning. Larson quits reviewing WWE.
Yeah, I should do good numbers.
I know, that's the thing. It's content. It's content. And it's like a bit out of the earlier today's pre-show.
Yeah.
When we address that. It's funny stuff. I don't know. I personally think it's funny stuff. But I think when something like Gunther happens, it shows that we're engaged with the product. We actually give a shit about how good or bad it is. And so when we say things like, that happens, I'm quitting, because I've done the same thing before.
Yeah.
That happens, I'm quitting.
Yeah.
It just shows, hey, we give a damn, but we also like getting paid, so we're not going to quit that. All right, let's take a quick break here to get a word in from our sponsor, Factor. Larson?
Yeah.
I'm a busy man. I got going in Raw stuff to do. I do videos for Wrestle Juice. I stream almost every single day. Plus, I got to watch at least 11 hours of wrestling every week. That doesn't leave a lot of time for grocery shopping or cooking. But now I'm not worrying about meal planning or prep thanks to Factor.
Yeah, Factor makes it easy to eat clean 24/7 with fresh, never frozen, pre-prepared meals that are ready to eat in 2 minutes. And they're delivered directly to your door. So that means no grocery shopping, no meal prep, no cleanup, and no washing dishes. I can't stand to wash dishes. Can't stand it.
It's disgusting. Factor's got a team of registered dietitians and expert chefs who work together to create delicious meals with nutritious ingredients. Plus, Factor's got variety. With more than 27 meal options each week, you'll never get bored.
Factor offers vegan and veggie meals, cold-pressed juices, smoothies, energy bites, extra protein and plant-based bars, and a lot more to keep you fueled and focused all day long. You'll get everything you ever wanted when you're dealing with the Factor.
So head to go.factor75.com/plans and use code RAW to get $120 off over your first 5 weeks of meals. That's code RAW at go.factor75.com/plans for $120 off. Jon Moxley started off AEW. My God, this dude looked 10 years younger.
You look great.
He looked great. He looked rested. He looked like he had life in his skin, He didn't look like run down. Last time we saw him, he looked kind of run down. Looked like he was just going too hard.
Yeah, he looked tired.
He looked tired, yeah. He said, it kicked off. He started talking, and everybody's cheering, and they all settle down. They want to hear what he says. And you just hear one guy, and he said something about Mox being a drunk or something like that. And so Mox says, "Go fuck yourselves, you piece of shit. Get him out of here."
Yeah, why would?
And then you didn't hear anything from that guy.
Why would someone do that?
Because they're big dummies. They're big dummies. Big dummies. He says a little while ago he fell asleep on a plane. He didn't know what city he was in. He woke up from a dream, a bad dream, where he was on the side of the road with a dark cloud, a demon, the kind of demon that follows you around your whole life, the kind of demons that come in all shapes and sizes for everybody. And that demon's laughing at him, saying everything you got in your life, none of that was supposed to happen. That doesn't belong to you. You think you're going to make it out? The demon asks if Mox thought he was going to make it out, and he woke up before he got a chance to answer. He says, nobody gets through life unscathed. We all have scars. He says, I got scars all over my body, but those aren't the important ones. The important ones are on the inside that are harder to see. Sometimes we try to cover up these scars. Sometimes we pretend these scars aren't there. But those are the scars we should be proud of. Those are the scars that tell our story. Those are the scars that give us strength, that make us the people we are. He says, that being said, sure, there's plenty of people around the world who want to write him off, who doubt him. But if you want to doubt him, he'll tell you the same thing he told the demon. You can take that shit and shove it right up your ass. He said, I don't run from demons. I just beat the shit out of them. And for everyone who's had his back, thank you, and get ready, because we're going on a ride in 2022. He's going to grab the world of pro wrestling by the balls. He says now he can do whatever the hell he wants, because more than anyone else in this business, he says, I am truly free. He says he's been to hell. There's no hell anyone could put him through that's worse than what he's been through. So if anyone in that ring, if anyone wants to try, he says, I'm thirsty. And if you thought I was dangerous before, these days, all I drink is blood. That was good shit, man.
It was good.
That was really good stuff.
It was really good. It was really good. We go to commercial. We come back. We get an MJF promo. He talks a bunch of crap about Punk eating all those power bombs during that match with Wardlow. And he says he got that pin with the roll-up. Says if Wardlow had more seasoning, he would have been able to reverse it. And Wardlow's behind him. Just kind of fuming this whole way through this promo. And he says, hey, Wardlow, I got to tell you, I got to apologize to you. But at the same time, you can't be putting your hands on me. So I'm going to have to dock your pay. And he says, but if you win the Face of the Revolution ladder match and get me the TNT title, that pay will go way up. Tonight, Spears is going to be the one that gets the job done and give Punk his first loss. And I'm going to be out there to watch it all.
Yep.
Spoiler alert, it doesn't happen that way.
Yeah, I'm curious to know. This is going to go one of two ways. Either Wardlow's going to win that ladder match, because the ladder match is for a shot of the TNT title. I think that's what MJF wants, the shot.
No. He wants Wardlow to win the ladder match, win the title, because then Wardlow has to give him the belt.
I thought it was just Wardlow wins the ladder match, then gives him the title shot.
No, I believe it's actually he wants Wardlow to win the because he said in his contract, he did that bit where he had Mark Sterling come in with Wardlow's contract. It says in there, you're working for hire, so if you get the belt, it belongs to me.
Oh, okay. I thought he was referring to the title shot.
No, I think he's actually referring to the actual title.
Oh, okay. I must have seen that wrong then. In any event, yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know how this is gonna go. I kind of feel like if they're gonna go through with this whole thing, Wardlow's gotta not win the ladder match, and then MJF and Wardlow are gonna have a thing.
Or Wardlow wins the ladder match. He beats Cody for the title, and then we have the bit in the ring where MJF is expecting Wardlow to hand over the belt. Wardlow doesn't. Instead, he lays out MJF.
Yeah. I don't know. After that, this was a lot of fun. It was Adam Cole and Britt Baker versus Orange Cassidy and Chris Statlander. Mixed tag action. Of course, there's all sorts of great fun stuff at the beginning. You get Britt Baker in there with Orange Cassidy, and she's like, come on, just hit me. And then, of course, he does his silly thing with the kicks. And then the last one, she stomps his foot.
Yeah, that was good.
And, it was all good stuff. Sort of ended on a bit of a brutal note with Cole and Britt Baker setting up a table on the apron. I'm sorry, on the floor. And then she's up on the apron. And Orange Cassidy goes for a Superman punch on Adam Cole. He gets out of the way. Orange Cassidy is able to pull back on the punch, but he still goes up against the ropes, which sends Britt Baker down through the table. And Adam Cole gets pissed off about that. Orange Cassidy's like, oh, crap, what did I do? Adam Cole, while the ref is distracted, bang, big low blow, boom, gets the win, tells the ref to raise his hand, and then he goes. And
well, it's funny because he says, ref, raise my hand. He goes, oh, wait, no. Like the ref's about to raise his hand, he goes, "No, stop!" And then he runs out and goes and check on Britt. It was pretty. It was pretty funny.
Yeah, that was good stuff.
He
shoves like the medics away and stuff.
Yeah, no, he's like, "Don't."
And Tony the whole time is just like, "Oh, they're just there to help.
Yeah, no.
Don't be a jerk."
It was pretty great. That destroyer that Britt gave Statlander on the ramp.
Yeah,
that was rough.
Yeah, that was rough.
After that, we had a Inner Circle interview, Jericho, Santana, Ortiz. So Jericho's asked about Eddie. He says, I don't give a rat's ass about Eddie Kingston. He can GFY. When it comes to 2.0 or Garcia, he's interrupted by Ortiz. And Ortiz says, you may not care about Eddie, but we do. And Santana says, the words that Eddie said a couple weeks ago rang true. Maybe you are, Chris Jericho, holding us back. When was the last time you really had our back? He says, maybe next week we'll finally prove that we don't need you. You feel us? And so they walk out, and Jericho says, real timidly, no, I don't feel you.
Don't feel you.
Good. Santana Ortiz needs to go and do their own thing. Get away from Jericho.
Get out.
I
know,
circle.
but I feel like this might be like a swerve. Like the Inner Circle is. I feel like they're not going to turn on Jericho. I think it's more likely they're going to turn on Kingston, man.
That'd be a bummer because that'd just be a bummer. Then we get an Adam Cole interview. So he takes the mic from Alex Marvez and tells him to get out. I believe he shoves him out of frame. So he says, Cassidy, you've been a thorn in my side for too long, and now you put your hands on Britt. He says, I've beaten you in basically every type of match. What else do I have to do? Here's what I propose. Lights out match. No rules. You and me next week at Beach Break. Says, I can't stand to look at your face any longer, so it's damn time I end your career.
Okay, so this right here, whatever this is, it's a recap of that episode. It says it reveals that Wardlow's contract is with MJF and not AEW, and that whatever title opportunities Wardlow gets goes to him instead.
Okay.
So, yeah, not the actual title.
You don't believe me is what you're saying.
Because I don't remember much, but I do kind of remember that. So, yeah, I just want to make sure that I wasn't getting that wrong. I feel like I got that one right. Anyways, after that, we had it. Did you do the Adam Cole interview yet?
Yeah, I did that. You want to double check, make sure I got that right too?
Look, every time I get something wrong, you are so quick to jump on it. So I don't want to hear it on the one time I get something right. I can't have this one.
I'm not even sure you got that right. Go ahead, carry on.
Sean Spears versus CM Punk. Did you get that one? Did you do that yet?
I don't know.
It was just a GTS. It was one GTS.
You tell me.
MJF comes to commentary to watch the match. Oh, you didn't like that? Oh, man. Anyways, MJF comes to commentary to watch the match. Let's see what your notes say here. Punk gets, what's his face? Spears with a GTS.
Wait, where are you at?
Gets the win. Punk gets on the corner, taunts MJF, goes to the opposite corner. MJF, I copied and pasted your notes, man. You're not touching them.
Damn. Could edit say MJF says that he gets the title after Wardlow wins it.
We're so petty sometimes. MJF runs into the ring. Punk turns around before MJF. Thank you, by the way, for taking
That's
notes
when MJF
tonight.
says that when Wardlow wins the title, he's going to give it to him.
And then Punk, yeah, that's when he said it. And then so Punk grabs MJF by the scarf, and MJF's like, oh, and Punk just milks it and everything, as opposed to just hitting the shit out of the guy. So then he goes to do that, and MJF runs off.
Yeah, and then Punk keeps the scarf.
Yeah.
Then we get Billy Gunn backstage. He's like, hey, cameraman, come with me. You got to get this. So he meets Christian as he's walking up from like the delivery entrance or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And Billy's like, oh, thanks for keeping me out here waiting in the cold. And he's like, here's the deal. My sons are in the top 5. I think they deserve a tag title shot. I think it was just like a week or two ago. Steve, please do double check me on this one, though. That Christian said that any team that's in the top 5, they want a title shot. Come on up. So
I just need to shut up sometimes. I just need to shut up sometimes.
Christian says, hey, your boys, they got your genes. They're strong. They're fast. But when the lights are the brightest, they can't get the huge win and make a statement, and the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree. Now, tell your sons to go make a statement, and then we can talk. And then the Gun Club attacks Christian and throws him into a garage door, and they just say, is that a statement?
Okay, hold on a second. Billy Gunn is like a 13-time WWE Tag Team Champion.
He's also a Hall of Famer.
And he's a Hall of Famer. What more of a statement win do you want, man? A 13-day world title win?
He won King of the Ring.
He won King of the Ring.
He's a former Intercontinental Champion, too.
Oh, my gosh. Get out of here with that. Okay, so Jorge says, I checked, Larson, and you're correct. So I don't know. I don't even know who to believe anymore. And Forrest says these fools are named Tom and Richard. So petty.
So here on, I'm looking at other things. The Sportster says during the contract thing that was pointed out that if Wardlow were to win a title, he would have to give it to MJF.
A title or not? Okay. Well, the thing I read, look, whatever. You know what? I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. What episode was this?
That was when they were doing the backstage thing. When
no, I'm asking what the date. 30 of December.
Oh, it was like a couple weeks ago.
This guy spelled December wrong, so maybe he's not really to be believed. Oh man, that's great. All right, so yeah, you didn't even let me recap Christian getting his ass beat by Billy Gunn. That was awesome. Oh my God, he got thrown around so much. That was awesome. That was amazing.
Oh. This whole bit's going on Friendo Club TV.
Here we are. Really deserves to be there, or just cut from the episode altogether.
So after that, we got a Cody Rhodes promo. So he shows up to the ring. He walks down the ring after his entrance. And then they go to commercial, picture-in-picture. And then he spends a bunch of time milling around the ring looking for something. He finally finds the ladder he's looking for, puts it up in the crowd. He come back for picture-in-picture. He asks the crowd, what do you want me to talk about? And he says, I'm reminded by that last match of a man who once gave a statement that inspired millions of wrestlers. He's talking about Punk's pipe bombs. Someone told me to save this promo I'm about to deliver, but I don't know if I'll get the chance to do it, so I'm just going to do it now. He says that promo was a roadmap. It listed things that were once taboo in the industry, like going to New Japan, wrestling for Ring of Honor. Punk talked about teaming with the Young Bucks, and he says as fate would have it, he wouldn't go on to do those things, but he would eventually wind up here at AEW. And he says PWI said Punk's comeback was comeback of the year. Well, I say comeback of the decade. Cody continues.
Which to correct Cody, there's only been 2 years in the decade at that point.
There's a lot of decade left. Fact checker Steve says there's a lot of time left in the decade.
Just saying. I'm just saying. I know I'm right about that.
You are right about that one. I won't disagree with that one. So he says in Punk's absence, someone did do each and every one of those things. He says, that was me. I did them. He said, I held every grade of the revolution in my hand and everyone cheered. He says, you want to ask why I won't turn heel? It's because you cheered me when I needed it most. He says, people talk about the forbidden door, but if you're an industry journalist and you disagree with anything I have to say, check your dates. I have receipts. Before there was a forbidden door, I was the one who built it. It's really got the crowd on behind Cody, too.
Oh, yeah.
He says, and I was gone for 2 weeks, and I see the Bucks almost restarted the Wednesday Night Wars again. Sure, Redragon, they've graduated from hip toss class, but I don't need to see the Bucks beat developmental again. He says, Ricky Starks, he's gotten to a thing with Jay Lethal. He puts over the lethal injection, says no one kicks out of it. And he goes, then there's Malachi, who hung 2 losses to my name. He didn't need help, but he got it anyway. He got a guy with speed, strength, and balls. And that's what he said. We don't rename people here in AEW like Gunnar McGillicuddy.
Yeah.
He says, if you come to AEW and your name is Brody, you got some balls. And he says, speaking of Brody, of Darby, of Miro, of Sammy, there's a lineage of champions. We're conditioned to think any belt that doesn't have world in its name is a second. Yes.
Is that line unfair?
Which one?
The Brody one.
In what way?
AEW, you come in and you have your name.
Yeah.
He's not trying to come in as something that he's not.
Yeah.
His name is Brody.
Yeah.
That's his name.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just thought
I could see that.
It's a real situation. I don't know. I love Cody. I think he's great. I'm on Cody Island, et cetera, et cetera. But I thought that was like a little unfair. It's like,
that's a little bit. It's a bit unfair. Yeah.
And I guess it's just because like it's real. Like that dude actually like it's still really rough to think about that.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see that.
Know.
And then he says says a title without world in its name seems like a secondary belt, but the reason right now it seems like a secondary belt is because there's 2 of them. So he starts to ascend the ladder and challenges Sammy to a ladder match at Beach Break. And he says, Tony, he's got a contract in the mail to send to Sammy. He goes, it's not the contract I wanted.
Yeah.
That's really, apart from him asking the crowd what they want him to talk about in that line, really no reference to the free agency reports.
Yeah, but that was a good. I thought that was a good little bit right there.
Oh, I was expecting him to go all in.
Yeah, it's not really Cody's thing though. Like he goes hard, but on the fringes. I don't know. Anyways,
after that, we had a Jade Cargill interview. Apparently, she's got an open challenge for the TBS title on Rampage. Anna Jay has answered that challenge. Mark Sterling says they're thrilled to accept Anna's challenge. John Silver then says Anna is ranked number 2, but she'll be the one to beat Jade. Anna says, I have a dark side. Did you see that I wrapped barbed wire around my arm to get the win? Says, I'll do anything to get the win. Will you do the same, Jade Cargill? And Jade says, you got to remember who I am and where we're at. She says, that bitch show.
Yeah. After that, we had, this entrance, Kings of the Black Throne.
Wow, that theme is outstanding.
Isn't it amazing? It's so dark and heavy. And then you got these big dummies, the Pillmans. Oh man, they looked so unsure of themselves every step of the way.
Part of that was the story, was Pillman trying to go for the springboard clothesline,
Which was a great bit. That was a great bit because, like, what if this goes bad? This is total because this big meat dude is just standing there.
Oh, I know.
Ready for him. He's like, "Come on, do your stupid springboard thing." And clunky ass Brian Pillman's like, "I don't want to do that." He goes down there, and Brody goes down there, and he completely destroys Griff against the stairs. That was awesome. So Pillman eats their finish, which is awesome. It's just like Malachi just throws Pillman to Brody, and he slams him down.
Yeah,
and that's his win. So Malachi asks for the mic. He tells the crowd to rise. And then Pac shows up on the Tron. He says, "Thanks to them, I found a new vision and purpose. I truly see you, Malachi. And like everybody else here at AEW, all the other cretins here." I love he said cretin.
Oh, that's
in AEW. Self-obsessed and power-hungry. It's exhausting. He says he might have a spell or two up his sleeve, but the bastard is beyond even his reach. Malachi expected this to be the moment that Pac bowed down and called him master, but he's going to make a marvel of him. Oh, man, this was so good.
It was great.
Yeah.
Then we get a promo with Lance Archer, Jake. It kind of goes back and forth between Jake and Archer and Lambert and then Paige. So Jake starts out pretty much talking trash about Paige's cowboy gimmick, says he's probably allergic to horses. Paige responds. And he's like, "Do you think Cowboy Bob Orton really came home after 8 days on the road and herded cattle?"
That was great. What a great line.
That was. And then Jake says, "Archer doesn't want to wait in line anymore." Paige says, "If you want a shot, a title shot, come get one. If you just want to fight, come see me." And then Jake says, "When it's time, Paige will bite the dust."
Yeah. Yeah, that was good stuff. After that, we had Cutler Cam. He was looking for the Bucks, and instead it was
Roppongi Vice.
Roppongi Nights.
Roppongi Nights.
Eating chips every night. Oh, that's Larson Vice. So anyways, Rocky tells Cutler to keep the camera rolling or they're going to kick his ass. Trent says, man, he gets bullied too much. Hey, Cutler, can we do a thing? So Rocky says, we've been on a losing streak. But remember, we beat the Bucks for the IWGP tag titles, Roppongi Vice. He's like, we're the guys to beat the Bucks. And they challenged him to a match on Rampage. That's going to be really good. And Trent says, "Thanks, Brandon. We appreciate everything you do."
Yeah, Trent seemed like such a nice guy.
He seems like such a nice guy.
I mean, he was when we sat next to him for a little bit.
He was awesome.
Yeah,
he was a tad late getting there, and he had a stain on his jacket that he needed our help getting out. But other than that, seemed like a swell guy.
Yeah, he seemed like a really nice guy. Then we got Frankie Kazarian versus Lance Archer. As mentioned at the beginning of the show, this match was probably about, 8 minutes longer than it probably should have been to tell the story they were trying to tell.
Yeah.
So it was
just Lance Archer destroying this guy.
Yeah. Kazarian would get a little offense in here or there at the end, though. Choke slam, boss man slam, blackout. Archer gets the win. So Shivani hits the ring to interview Lambert, and he's asked, "What's the relationship like between you and Lance Archer?" And Dan says, "You don't need to understand the nature of our relationship." He talks a bunch of trash about Hangman Page, about how he didn't play outside. Instead, he stayed inside, played video games. He says Page isn't mentally or physically prepared for Archer. And then Lance snatches the mic from Lambert, says, "Enough of this cowboy bullshit. I'm going to show Page what I can do, or what I'm going to do." So he throws a chair out to the ramp, throws Kazarian out there as well, setting up for a choke slam on the chair on the ramp. Page comes down, gets right in Archer's face, slaps him. They trade some blows. Eventually, Page takes off his boot, hits Archer with it, looks for a buckshot. Archer catches him. Page hits Archer with a bunch of forearms and sends Archer out of the ring.
Correct. Yeah, like you said, it was a bit too long. But the Hangman save was fun. That was cool.
Yeah. I just felt like the match could have been... This could have been in one segment rather than having... Like, there's a commercial break during the match.
I did appreciate that Archer was yelling at a kid. He was getting into an argument with a child. That's good. Not Darby Allin, like an actual child. Mr. Stink. After that, we had this was so wonderfully corny. We had Matt Sydal, Lee Moriarty, and Dante Martin. I do really. Is it just me or is Dante Martin's mic skills jumped up several notches all of a sudden?
Mm-hmm.
Like he's just very like vocal and articulate and like he's got volume to his voice now.
Comfortable. He's comfortable.
He's comfortable. It's good to see all that work on Dark and Elevation's paying off. Anyways, Dante says, I saved Lee and Matt from the attack because ever since my brother has been out, Matt's here has been like a brother to me. He says, and Lee says, hey, man, as long as your brother's out, we'll have your back.
And then we have Ricky Starks and Will Hobbs' response right away.
This was hilarious.
And Ricky's like, Dante, you sure have a lot of brothers. You kind of feel like you have a little brother complex. He says, no one around here is your friend. Soon enough, you'll realize you're all alone. And then Hobbs says, hey, Dante, you better watch your front, your back, your sides. We're coming after you.
Yeah, man. After that, we had Statlander and Red Velvet interview, but Layla Hirsch just walks in almost immediately, congratulates Chris on her match, says, if only you had that kind of focus on our match, but you didn't. You're selfish. You cost me and Red thousands of dollars. And then Red's like, hey, chill out, calm down, back up. Layla says, you shut up. Says, you're always on Chris's side. Red says, listen, what we have here is a miscommunication. And then Layla just punches the shit out of Velvet and then punches Chris. And then they're kind of stacked on top of each other, just doing like an armbar on Chris.
An armbar, I know.
That was pretty cool.
It was pretty cool. Then we get Sky Blue versus Serena Deeb. Serena Deeb pretty much destroys Sky Blue for 2.5 minutes. Hits the Deeb Tox. Does the Serenity Lock to get the win.
Serenity now.
Yeah, it's pretty funny when JR said that.
Serenity now. Then we had an Ethan Page promo. He did have Lambert with him, who sounded like he just was teepy.
Yeah, tired.
He was like, I had a long drive here. People hate me. I don't like
It's
this.
keeping me up at night.
Yeah. All these boos are just keeping me up. I was sleeping on the couch lately. Anyways, Ethan says he didn't scatter when everybody else was scattered when Mox was asking for an opponent. He says, I'm up for the task. We can stay Tony. We can stop looking for opponents for Mox. Because while he's been gone, I've been racking up victories. He says, if Tony is looking for the marquee matchup for this Friday, all ego Ethan Page versus Mox this Friday on Rampage.
Yep.
Ethan Page is going to rack up another L.
Yeah. We get a Hook video package. He has a match on Rampage against Serpentico.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have picture-in-picture commercial break. Sammy's doing the sign thing. I think he accepts Cody's challenge for the match. It was kind of hard to tell because he was in like a hotel room. And,
it's like witness protection.
And he was backlit. And
telling his story on Unsolved Mysteries.
Yeah, it was hard to really tell what was going on there with the sign things.
You'd rather be having fun in Brazil.
Yeah.
This was awesome and awful at the same time. So you had Matt Hardy. They were in like a stairwell.
Yeah.
So they had to try very different. Like they had to try so hard to fit everybody because there was like 15 people in this damn frame.
Well,
here.
I mean, Hardy Family Office is a large faction.
You got Butcher, Blade, Bunny. You got Private Party. You got Matt Hardy. You got Shivani there conducting the interview. And you got
Andrade and Jose.
And Jose, yeah, the assistant. And so Matt Hardy says, hey, we've reached an agreement. I've sold Andrade 51% of HFO. And it's still kind of, I guess they're just talent contracts of what they are. But there's also a board of directors seats. He says, I'll have a majority of the seats, 3 seats, me and Private Party. And Andrade and Jose will get 2 seats. I'll be CEO. Andrade will be president. Andrade seems very happy about this. And he says, from this day on, we'll be known as AHFO, Andrade Hardy Family Office. He says, we're still recruiting talent, yes? Who are you trying to recruit? And Andrade says, I wanted that little kid that's with Mr. Stink. And Matt says, oh, yes, Darby Allin, he'll be a great addition to AHFO.
Yeah, it's pretty silly.
And Andrade has just this big goofy grin on his face.
It's great.
He said, let's go party. I'll pay.
It was great.
It's pretty awesome, though.
It's pretty great.
Awesome.
We get a quick Acclaim short film and advance their main event match against Sting and Darby Allin. Just kind of like a in the style of what Darby does, black and white, so on and so forth. And then we get that match, Acclaim versus Sting and Darby Allin. Early on, before the bell even rings. Acclaim. What did you think about Max Caster making reference to Starrcade '97 in his?
It'd be cool if it was Starcast, but yeah, because we were there. Starrcade '97. That was the first WCW pay-per-view I ever saw, and it was a very confusing. Even I love that Shivani even said, "I was there. I'm still not sure what happened in that match." We know what happened in that match.
Yeah.
Hogan got the ref. No, I thought, you know what? I feel like Caster's being a lot more clever with his rhymes these days, with his raps these days, and it's making for a much more palatable.
He referenced the WB statement too.
The gory self-mutilation. Yeah, that was good too. No, I really liked it, to be honest.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good too. Anyway, so before the bell rings, the Acclaim take out Sting, and they wrap a chair around Darby's neck, ram him into the ring post. So Bryce Remsburg, the ref, calls for the doctor to take a look at Darby. Sting kind of goes over, checks on him for a bit. Eventually, the doctors escort Darby away from ringside, backstage. Bell rings, and it's pretty much a handicap match at this juncture: the Acclaim versus Sting. And for a while, Sting is handling himself pretty well. He sends both Bowens and Caster into the ring post. However, he looks for a Stinger splash, and when he's doing that, Bowens evades, and in the process pulls off the turnbuckle cover. So Sting eats the cold hard steel, the turnbuckle.
Yeah.
And then the Acclaim go on a bit of a run for a bit through the picture-in-picture commercial break. Eventually, though, Sting hits a double clothesline, puts Caster in the Scorpion Deathlock. Bowens tries to break it up with a forearm. Sting no-sells completely. Bowens hits him with a super kick. Sting sells that one. He rolls out of the ring. So while the ref's checking on Caster, Bowens blasts Sting with the boombox.
Yeah.
And so they reposition the ring steps, do some sort of move off there. And right as they're about to do that, Darby comes flying into frame to take them out. Eventually, he puts Sting back on the ring, tags himself in, goes on a run, hits Code Red on Caster to get a 2. Bowens tags in. He hits a bunch of strikes, a slam. Caster hits the mic drop. Bowens covers. Sting breaks that up. He sends Caster to the floor.
Yeah.
So then Sting goes up on the stage. You're like, what is Sting going to do?
Yeah.
And while that's happening, Caster kind of goes and props himself up over the timekeeper table. So what Sting does is leap off the stage onto Caster and puts him through the timekeeper table.
That was rad.
Not expecting that. And yes, that was rad.
Yeah, I mean, because he just went up there and started doubling over, and I'm like, oh, man, is he okay?
I know. I thought that
and
too.
then, yeah, he's fine. He just launched himself off.
Yeah, it was pretty great. So then Bowens charges Darby. Darby evades just the corner with no turnbuckle cover. So Bowens runs right into the exposed turnbuckle. Darby hits a stunner, coffin drop to get the win.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it was fun. It was fun stuff. It was good stuff. All right, what do you say we go ahead and answer some questions?
Sure.
The Yellow Flash asks, first up, is it time to give Cody Rhodes all the belts? Clearly.
I mean, it was one promo.
Him and his brother get the tag titles.
Where he took credit for like everything in wrestling over the last decade.
And I didn't hear one lie. I mean, he's the man who created AEW.
Well, he's one of the people that created AEW.
I mean, he's the only reason like we really have jobs at this point. Because if it wasn't for AEW, we wouldn't even have jobs at this point.
I don't even know.
I don't know what you.
Sorry, Steve. I have to do some fact checking on that one. I believe WB existed before AEW. We started the show before AEW.
Right, I got
existed.
some bad news. Good Lord. If anybody wants to see what it's like when two brothers just fucking pick at each other.
Man, I wasn't even upset about it. I was joking the whole time.
Oh, neither was I. Neither was I. Neither was I. And but here's the thing. Some people I think don't realize that sometimes.
I know. That's
like
how we joke with each other.
We are family at this point.
Yep.
And like we know how to push each other's buttons, but it's always in good fun. And it's not dads fighting. It's like, the kids need to be broken up.
Yeah.
But it's all in good fun.
Exactly. Scream of the Butterfly. Cody Island isn't perfect, for he is human.
Human.
Oh, Codelander. Hey, I haven't heard that before. Couldn't help but get a little salty when thinking about the House of Black for understandable reasons during his promo.
Jorge says, God, this is so true. Leave Larson alone, Steve. You're always so mean. Typical YouTube comments. The thing that cracks me up, whenever you and I bicker, is the YouTube comments take it so seriously, and you see them taking sides.
I know.
God, Steve's such an idiot. Does Larson even like this anymore?
I know, that's usually what it is. Does Larson even like wrestling? Well, no, I just quit watching WWE, so obviously I don't.
Oh, man. That's too much.
Hugh Longheavy says, if you were Mr. Sting, how much would you charge Andrade for the little kid? Oh, my gosh.
Oh, just like $50 and a bologna sandwich.
Oh, my gosh.
Mr. Sting.
John Elite, would you rather take Kofi's trust fall or Darby's coffin drop?
Kofi's trust fall. Darby, he launches himself. He's like a bullet sometimes.
Yeah.
Blake Whitehouse says, has Kazarian reached his ceiling in AEW? Yes, in 2019.
I kind of feel like the first 3 weeks of Elite Hunter were probably the best it's going to get. No, he was a tag champion. That's the best it's going to get for him.
He was tag champion.
Yeah,
exactly.
He was
first tag champion.
Yeah, one half the first tag champs.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the best it's going to get for him.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's fine. That's good. He's had a hell of a career.
He's had an outstanding career. They said he's a 23-year veteran. I'm sure he's in his mid-40s.
He has an awesome head of hair.
He does.
Tell you what.
Much better than my own. You know, if he can put on some good matches here and there, help develop the younger talent, that's a good role for him.
I saw somebody wearing a red and white baseball jersey. Not jersey, but, like, what do you call it? The raglan. It's a raglan.
Yeah.
I want to make some Friendo Club ones.
Hell
that
yeah.
are red and white. Doesn't that look cool? Wouldn't that look cool?
That'd look great.
You got that great looking. I know it's different. It's a ringer, but you got that one, the Queen of the Ring one. It looks like $1 million.
Yeah, that'd be great. I
want the raglan.
I love me a good raglan.
Yeah.
Flats here asks, next week is a special episode of Dynamite. Any predictions for debuts or surprises? Well, Johnny Gargano's going to show up.
John.
It's in Cleveland.
God, I hope he feuds with Aleister Black immediately. John.
That'd be pretty great.
Soak and Rose. Should William Regal become AEW's first ever general manager? Yes. I would love that. I think it'd be amazing.
Miku asks, who would you like to see take the titles off of Jurassic Express, Redragon, Cody and Dustin, or Kings of the Black Throne? Kings of the Black Throne.
Yeah, I agree.
That's going to happen.
That would be awesome. That would be so awesome. Although, so if it's between them, it's that. But honestly, it needs to be Santana Ortiz. It's got to be them.
It's up to them, though. If they break away from Inner Circle, I think then yes. But
then yes.
I think if they stick around Inner Circle, no, it's not going to happen. It's going to be Malachi and Brody.
That's a good point.
Better be one of those.
Let's see here. Gregory Fiala. Who do you think should be the next winner of the AEW Diamond Ring?
I mean, it should have been Dante Martin. This past match should have been Dante.
Should be Wardlow. Happy Anderson says, "Is Cody's meta storytelling working for you?" Yeah, I love Cody. I think he's great. I think Cody's doing something. I think he's trying something different, at least.
He is trying something different. I just don't feel like it hits every week.
No, it's all over the map and it's a mess. But I really like. He seems to really enjoy the response that it gets too. You know,
Cody is the Southland Tales of the wrestling business.
And you know how much I love Southland.
You
Tales.
love that movie. Go ahead.
I like ambitious messes because I feel like that's me sometimes. The glorious Steve Klain. If you're to choose the spot to put a Going in Raw tattoo on the other person, where would you choose to put it? So if somebody said, "Hey, Steve, I really love your guys' show. I want to put a Going in Raw tattoo on me."
Well, I think he means on I choose the place to put it on you and vice
your
versa.
face. Clearly your face.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, face.
Yeah.
Because that's what people look at.
Yeah, exactly. Dang MQ here says Swerve announced for Terminus February 24th. I saw that. That's awesome.
I saw that. Isn't that great?
Awesome.
That's awesome. Let's see here. Oh, yes. Dog Authority figure says, should Tony Khan attempt to license "I'm an Ass Man" from WWE instead of the spa music? Yeah, 100%. But Tony's friends with Johnny Ace now. Hey Tony, what's up? Hey, I'd like to get I'm an ass man for Billy Gunn.
Oh, wait, really? Okay. We want something.
What do you want?
Your company.
No.
Sinister Seal, Johnny said on his stream the other day the top 3 guys he wants to wrestle are AJ, Seth, and Danielson. He said he wrestled them on the indies but wants to wrestle them on a bigger stage. He also said Shingo is the number 1 New Japan guy he wants to wrestle.
Who said that?
Gargano.
Oh shit, that's cool. That'd be a hell of a match.
Hell yeah.
Oh, this is okay. So Shane Canavan says now, since Pac seemingly isn't joining the House of Black, who should the third man be, brother? Doesn't that just sort of mean that it's Julia?
Yeah, I thought that was going to be revealed tonight.
Yeah, me too. I kind of get the feeling that it's just Julia. They're probably just waiting for like the perfect moment for her to screw over the big dummies, the Pillmans.
Yeah. Tronin says, going to do a watch along next week for Beach Break with picks. Could be another event to help Larson out and get him some points for the month. That's true, but I kind of feel like a lot of those matches are going to kind of be gimmies.
Hey, any little bit counts, man. You never know what can happen. Don't turn down an opportunity. I'm down to do a live reaction of Beach Break.
Sure. Oh, yeah, that'd be
I'm
fun.
down for that.
It should be a good show. Champ TKE, should Wyndham Rotunda come in as part of the House of Black or feud against them? I kind of feel like
shit. Could you imagine if he was the third man?
I kind of feel like House of Black. Well, here's the thing: is like I feel like House of Black, Malachi needs to be the leader of that.
Yeah.
Wyndham is such a massive presence, such a huge personality. I can't see him not leading his own thing.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I'd say no.
He comes in. How about both him and Malachi are under the misconception that they're the leader? And it's a comedy of error after comedy of error. Then it just turns into like slapstick indie comedy wrestling.
So they're Team Taz again. They're Team Taz 2.0.
Yeah. They just turn into a couple of Orange Cassidys. Anyways, that's going to do it for us, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Check this out in the post-show, Larson. I've got loaded up right here. December 29th, AEW Dynamite. Prove once and for all.
Fine. Good.
Find out the answer. If you're not watching live, find out the answer as to who was right, Steve or Larson.
Yes, please.
On Friendo Club TV, the new channel that we have now. It's just monetized, so we're trying to do content. Friendo Club TV. We put up archived episodes of 10 for the Win. And then silly, stupid shit like us.
It was December 29th, you say, right?
Yeah, it's. I'll give you the time code if you want. It's 3654.
All right.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Till next time, we'll talk to you later.
Goodbye.